you guys do actually make recommendations around marketing, website optimization that I don't think people always think of, like, well, hey, would our BDC company be making those recommendations? So that's just kudos. Awesome. You started getting into appointment set rate, talking about pricing, talking about inventory. What are some ways pricing can be affect that appointment set rate, both positive and negative, where maybe a dealer's not thinking about, hey, yeah, pricing could very much be a big impact on why you're not setting a lot of appointments or why you are setting a lot of appointments.
Sure. Yeah. And by the way, we don't recommend tools unless our data says that the tool's working, right?
Yeah, which is huge.
Right. And so how do we know it's working? Well, if I'm running a single point store, I look at one dealership's worth of data. Strala's looking at, 150 dealerships worth of data and, engagement rates, appointment set rates, show rates, and close rates. And so we can absolutely, I love the BDC and I love data for the simple fact that I'm not that smart and it makes me look much smarter than I actually am. So at the end of the day, I don't want to make decisions that are tough decisions. I feel for dealers that have to make pricing decisions for, say, Toyota and Honda right now because they got no inventory and they got to maximize their gross on the vehicles that they have. But with that said, it's still a market. So a BDC can't, as the old saying goes, you can't turn chicken shit into chicken salad. You know what I mean? And if your pricing's too high and your competitors aren't taking the same philosophical approach on pricing as you are, it's not going to help by telling your BDC, just get them in. It's not going to help you get more appointments to tell your BDC, well, you're weak. You can't get appointments. You can't get around that question. We've had arguments with some dealers where they're like, this guy wants to know, what we're going to pay him, or they want us to tell the customer that they're $3 or $4 grand over over MSRP when we shop for them, and they're, competition is doing things a little bit more creative, and so that hurts, right? That's going to hurt you, and frankly, you're playing with your customer base, and you're going to eventually erode your customer base, which is eventually going to affect your service department, and your ability to make money in the service department and parts department, and reselling those people again is hard. I ran a dealership that was a new point, meaning it didn't exist. I started running it when it was 3 years old. I felt bad for the two general managers who ran it before me because they struggled. Why do you think they struggled? They didn't have a customer base. Their customer base was someone else's customer that they had to steal.
Conquesting.
Yeah. I mean, because right, you rely on your customer base for referrals and repeat business and all that kind of stuff. So the bigger your customer base, the better. Another thing is your inventory. I mentioned Toyota and Honda struggling with inventory. Well, inventory is what converts. Customers today do not need to go into a dealership and get sold on a vehicle that they don't want. They can continue to look. I was talking to Papa the other day, my dad, and one of the things he said was, I've gotten some questions from some of the directors about one of our teams. Their appointment set rate is low. He goes, but man, when I tell you, I go in and listen, they're doing a great job. And he's like, I'm like, so what's the problem? And he said, the problem is you're getting calls from all over the country on certain vehicles. These dealers won't sell out of their market, and no one's really looking hard at that data to understand that, okay, yeah, you're getting leads, but you're not getting appointments for more reasons than just a weak BDC. Yeah. Why do you think I like organic leads so much, Shaun? Because they convert high. It makes us look better.
Yeah.
They're local customers that are converting on your website that are asking questions, and we're answering them fast, and we're being responsive and professional and all those kinds of things. And we're just not we're getting the results on those, but we're not getting results for dealers that are struggling with new car inventory.